I'm excited to watch you play Morrowind.
I'm so excited to play Morrowind. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Ah, and thank you for the reminder there, Wraith. Morrowind, because it is an older game, it does not like it when you alt tab. So I'm going to be trying to do a minimum of that. Um, so, y'all, this I want to start our tour on this opening theme. Is it not like so majestic and just exciting?
It's beautiful.
Like, oh my gosh. This theme, like intro theme, is so nostalgic for me. And you're gonna hear that so much. Just in general from me as we play through this.
And I'm going to work on the overlay. So don't mind it if it's jumping about a little bit. Y'all, it will be sorted soon.
Things are gonna shift and move a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just jump right into the intro cinematic with all of the best technology that 2002 can muster.
Beautiful.
And I think we'll just let it play.
Ayo! Catboy.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up.
Ooh.
There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
And so everybody meet Jube. Jube is one of the is obviously the first character that you speak with in this game. And so the voice that you hear in that previous part is a goddess that we're going to run into a little bit later. But one of the interesting things with Jube here, I want to talk about him for a quick sec, is that Jube is in this game, he is pretty well. This is the only time you see him. You never see him beyond this intro, beyond the starting part of the game. But he actually was such a popular character because people would see him so much that they actually brought him back in Skyrim. When you play through the soul gem area, I forget what it's called, but you can run into Saint Jube the Redeemer, and they explained that after the events of Morrowind, Jube here went and eradicated all of the cliff racers, which are an enemy that we're going to find a little bit later. He eradicated them from the island, and so they elevated him to sainthood because of that. Only because people just love Jube so much.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we're going to try. Yes. We are going to be, once again, the return of Alfonso Muscadunder.
Well,
all right.
Not
Beautiful.
even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
So we're prisoners on a ship, traveling to Morrowind.
Here comes the car.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
All right. And so this is sort of like essentially the tutorial section of the game. But can I make a silly request? Yeah, please do.
Anything, Wraith.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Oh, yes, definitely. I can turn on subtitles. Oh, I hope it has subtitles. Yes, it does. Good. Okay.
Oh, great call, actually, Wraith. I love subtitles.
Yes, good call. And actually, I turned up the music a little bit. I think I need to bring it back down.
Or you could just turn voices up.
Yeah, here we go. We'll do some adjustments as we go. All right, so then this is where we go. And so this is actually the character creator that we're in right now.
Oh, cool.
So now, this guard's like, our records show you've arrived, but we don't know from where. So this is how you get to pick your race.
Oh, cool.
It does. You've started it enough times to know that. Totally fair. Totally fair. So basically, the race does determine a lot of stuff because of the special abilities that you get. Some of them are really, really important. Like, for example, Dark Elves start the game with 75% resistance to fire. So it's like, and my classic race, the High Elf, they have a magicka bonus of 1.5 times, which means they will always have the biggest magic pools in the game. But they also have 50% weakness to magic, 50% weakness to fire. Those stack, by the way, if you get hit by a fire spell.
Oh, damn.
25 weakness to frost, and 25 weakness to shock. So High Elves are challenging to use sometimes because of their inherent weaknesses. You're fond of the Khajiit? Oh, my childhood friend, who we played this game a lot with, also always picked the Khajiit. Hey, welcome back, Kapor.
Kapor. Oh, do I know the childhood friend?
No, that's
Oh.
Steven. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No of. Don't know.
Nope. You are that is true. That is very true. So I think, as in keeping with tradition, I am going to go with a High Elf. It does make the game unnecessarily harder, but it doesn't really matter because it's so easy to become overpowered. Also, can we talk for a second about just how amazing these fucking haircuts are? Like, okay, so you've got this one, a classic.
Beautiful.
You've got this one that literally looks like mud just sliding off the back of you.
Stellar.
Nice. This one, which I think it's like you were just licked by something. Same thing with this one. Again, I don't know what's going on with this hairline here, but it is something else. And then this one, which is one of the two that I usually go with.
Nice.
Because it's not terrible. And it's got a mad crow's, or what's that called? Widow's Peak, like me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Widow's
Yeah.
Peak. That's cute.
Yeah.
I like that one.
And also, you notice I noticeably became taller.
That's cool, actually. I like that.
Yeah. High elves are the tallest race, and wood elves are the shortest. It's funny, if you pick wood elf, you actually have to look up at this guy.
Wow, that's cute.
Like your model is actually that much smaller. Yo, Arctic, hey buddy. Ironically, I just joined the stream and got matched with a guy named Oblivion in DBFZ. That's amazing, dude. Yeah, we're doing welcome to Arcadd Plays Morrowind, so that you don't have to.
Is anyone
So is
here
anyone-
a gamer? I don't know,
Potentially.
Kapor. Maybe.
Yeah. So now we're on to the second part of the character builder.
Yes, we've been expecting
This
you.
fella.
You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Cap, are you trolling? Okay, so basically, this is actually kind of cool. They made it so that you can answer basically like a fucking BuzzFeed article, which will generate a class for you based on your choices.
Lol.
You can give him the info, which allows you to just pick from a list of pre-made classes, or you can create a fully custom class, which is what we're going to do. But I like that these two options are here. You know what I mean? So one of my favorite things about this is you can actually name your class. So we're gonna have to come up with the best name for this class as we work through it. Oh, you perfected him? Oh, Arctic, hell yes, dude. Yeah, the classic Elder Scrolls questionnaire. This game is so nostalgic. So I only ever saw it when I first joined Ryan's stream. Oh yeah, I forgot he started out with this game like way back in the day. Yeah, but for him it was a blind playthrough. This one's going to be more of like a guided tour, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
And you started Arena and Daggerfall enough. Oh, I've seen a lot of Daggerfall, but I've never actually played Arena or seen it, I don't think. But I've heard interesting things. So basically all of your skills deviate into either combat, magic, or stealth. You mean to play it yourself, but now you don't have to. Exactly. That's the whole point of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Arcadd was like, I love this game, but I can't recommend it to people because
Yes.
it's terrible to play through, but I love playing it. And I was like,
Exactly.
why don't you make it a series?
Yeah. Yeah, this was Prime's suggestion because I booted up the game recently to play it, and it was fun and it was great. But I've always wanted to share this game with people, but it's so hard to recommend. It's so hard to recommend because poor fuckers are stuck out here with their oh, I've played Oblivion, I've played Skyrim, which in terms of technical capabilities are light years ahead of this game. And so it's like this game has a lot of problems to it, but the problems are part of what makes it fun as well, which is also why this
If you know
playthrough.
them, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And this playthrough is actually going to be completely unmodded. There are billions of mods for this game, but I think to really capture the essence that is Morrowind, unmodded is the way to go. I would never recommend anyone else play it that way, but for the purposes of showing it to folks, that's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, whenever you pick a specialization, those skills will get a bonus. So you get a +5 to all your skills of that specialization, which means that they'll also be easier to increase. You can also get +10 to each of your favorite attributes. Now, these ones I deviate a bit. Intelligence is nice because that's your amount of maximum magic, or magicka in this, they call it, with a C and a K and an A. And then the second stat, I kind of change it around a little bit, but I do like strength just because it determines how much you can carry, your maximum fatigue, and your starting health. So we're going to go strength, intelligence. And then unlike the other Elder Scrolls games like Oblivion and Skyrim, you only level up if you increase your major or minor skills. And major skills are ones that you get a bigger bonus with, minor a lesser bonus. And so we're going to do basically because we're playing a classic Arcadd experience, we're going basically full magic, my friends. We're going mad magic. However, we are also going to take blunt weapon because I think it's important to have at least one weapon skill. And we are also going to take light armor. But otherwise, we're just going to take all of the magic skills. What am I missing? Alchemy, and do I have illusion? I do. Do I have all of them? I think so. Okay, we can take something extra. Let's go with speechcraft because that'll be handy. Oh, I am missing mysticism. Thank you. Yes, appreciate that, Ray. Thank you so much. Oblivion's that way too, although they only have major skills. Yeah. And you'll notice also the list of skills is much larger and separated out enormously. Like, you have the light and the heavy and the medium. You also have axe, long blade is separate from short blade, which is separate from spear. And there's also a hand-to-hand and an unarmored. There's too many skills in this game, if I'm being honest. But it's all good. And so we're going to name this class, let's call it Academy Sage.
Love.
Very good. The letter that preceded, you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
And as is the classic with the Elder Scrolls games, you get to be born under a sign. And your sign also gives you bonuses. And, shit, hang on. My chat scrolled up, and now I can't see it. There we go. All right.
Woo!
There we go. All right. And so basically, whenever we're playing a spellcaster, there's really only two choices. You can do... So the Apprentice exists, which gives you a fortify your maximum magicka by 1.5, which is awesome. But you get a weakness to magicka of 50%. Since we're a high elf and we already have a weakness of 50%, we can't take that because it'll add too much.
Oh, wow. Like, you wouldn't be able to deal with magic at all.
At all. Like, even the weakest spell would be doing 100% more damage than it would. And if it was a fire spell, it'd be doing 150% more. So you can't take that as a high elf.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep. So then there's the mage, the sort of safe option. It gives you a 0.5 increase, no downsides. Or the Atronak, which is the Bala Bill's way to do it. So you get 2 times on top of the 1.5 times that I have as a high elf. And you get spell absorption 50 points, or which translates to 50%. So if someone throws a spell at me, I have a 50% chance to absorb it and regain the magic. But you also get this ability called Stunted Magicka, which means that you don't restore magic from resting. So essentially, if you take the Atronak, you have to do... there's a lot of workarounds, ways to like kind of manage to absorb enough using this spell absorption. And in the late game, it is better because there are other ways to restore your magic as you go on, but it makes the early part of the game very, very, very hard. So for the purposes of this, we're going to go with the mage. There are a bunch of others that are pretty good if you are playing another character, like the lady boosts personality and endurance 25 points each. The lord, you get a 100% weakness to fire and a once a day heal spell. The lover boosts agility and gives you the ability to paralyze for a minute on target, which is crazy. And there's some other fun, silly ones, but yeah.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
So Cushius is just making sure that we're happy with all this. It looks good to me, so we're going to press OK.
I really like the way they have this character creator. Honestly, this is very, very smart and very cute.
Right?
Like
it's
built
really
into
neat.
the story.
Yes, exactly. The Elder Scrolls games all have this to a greater or lesser extent. And I think Morrowind does it kind of the cutest in a way.
I love that.
You're making me want to boot up Morrowind and play along with you. If you want to, Wraith. I mean, the fun thing that I think you're going to love is this is going to be like, because we're kind of trying to showcase the game, all the parts of the game, we're going to talk about the story, but we're also going to completely break our character and make them like an overpowered god as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be silly. And if you want, I'll show you the tricks to get it to where it needs to be. All right. And there we go. So now the game breaking starts immediately. So we're going to grab this release identification. This is just the paperwork that we need, but it gives us the inventory menu. Now, this is stupid, but I'm going to show you something. So if we go over to this cabinet, we're supposed to give the papers to that guy. But if we go over to this cabinet over here, you notice there's this item here called a limeware platter that's worth 650. For context, a cup is worth 1, a pitcher is worth 2, a bowl's worth 8, 12, etc. So this thing, a little bit expensive. Now, here's how Morrowind works. If I steal this item right now, before we've actually started the game, and then I turn, you see that guy's already running to arrest me. I pause, I take the platter out, I put it on this table, or actually that put it on the floor. He's going to come over. What are you doing? We'll let your actions go for now, but once you're released, stuff like that will get you arrested again. However, because I've picked up and placed this platter, it's mine now, and they won't get mad at me for it.
Oh, that's amazing. I love stuff like that.
It's so stupid. I love it.
It's perfect.
Because early on, yeah, it's just so neat. And early on, you need all the money you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to also grab some of these things that are worth a bit extra. And
what do they do if you don't drop it? Do they take the platter?
Yep.
Oh.
Then they confiscate it. But putting it down means that it becomes yours.
That's amazing. Did you figure that out just from trial and error, or was that something you learned like from a website or something?
A bit of both, because I've told this story a couple of times, but this is truly the best context for it. So I first encountered this game when I was in middle school, and a friend of mine had just got it for the Xbox. And we used to play Halo at this friend's house, like 4-player split screen. But when he got this game, we were all into fantasy shit. So literally, we went to his house after school, we booted up Morrowind, and we literally took turns creating characters, and we took turns playing through the game a little bit in our own ways. And we just all took turns and watched each other play, right? Mm-hmm. And my one friend, the Khajiit player, was obsessed with stealing shit. and so he's the one who tried to grab that platter as quickly as he could.
Amazing.
Oh, nice. And we open the chest on first try. You love to see it. All right. So we've got all the important things out of this room, so we're going to move on. Oh, you're not finding the Morrowind install? Oh, no.
No. Also, I need to post about this on the socials, and I will in 2 seconds. I'm almost finished our overlay, and I really like how it looks.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see it. Okay, and so as we move in here, we have to check this barrel because there is a ring, an engraved ring of healing in it. And it gives us the magic menu, which is important. And then we go in here, we talk to the captain, and we have to do a couple of chats. So basically, what's happening here is, I'm not going to read all of the dialogue, but I'll read bits and pieces of it. But basically, we were released from prison. We were shipped here. The Emperor Uriel Septim VII gave the authorization, and basically we became a free man in Vardenfell, which is the island that Morrowind takes place on. Now, we're instructed to go to a man named Caius Casades in Balmora. We'll find him. Yeah. So we'll find him. They give us some money. This is our task, and we go.
This better be important.
All right, and then this guy, Fargoth, comes out immediately. He's a little wood elf fella, and we talk to him. He's like, "Oh, are you the one that the boat? I hope the Imperials treated you all right. I swear they took my ring, the ring that we found." So we mention it. We say, "Yeah, here we found it," and then he gives us a discount at the trader in town here, which is important because we need to go over there and get some stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, like any Elder Scrolls game, you can completely ignore the story if you're like, I don't want to do this. RQFE, hello, welcome to the stream. Speedrun next. I've seen Morrowind speedruns before, and as cool as they are, speedrunning not my jam, you know? This is meant to be more of like a guided tour.
Super fair.
We play Morrowind, so you don't have to. All right. And is the new overlay on?
Yeah, I just am trying to figure out where I want the cup.
Oh, fair enough. Hey, that looks really good, baby.
Thank you.
Oh gosh. Just coughed to get my attention. Weird. Anyway, so Ariel here now is going to give us a discount, which is great.
Woo!
All right, and this is where we sell all of our shit, including that limeware platter that we took. And we'll sell the flint. All right, so total sold 632. What are these called again? Gold. All right, and we are going to buy a silver staff. We're going to buy all of the pieces of chitin armor that he has. And where is it? Also, just because I like it, we're going to get this common robe. And then the way that bartering works in this game, this is your gold. This is the seller gold. This is the total sold. And then you can try and bargain up or down a couple of dollars. So the trick that I've always used to get your mercantile skill up is whenever I'm selling stuff and I'm trying to like make money, I just up it by like 3 or 4 points because they rarely say no, and it counts as a use of your mercantile skill. So if we go over here, let me look, mercantile. Oh, it didn't count that one for some reason. Okay, never mind. Anyways, yeah, then we're going to equip all of our shit. There we go. And look at us. We're a proper dandy. And you'll notice that every single piece of armor is its own thing. Like you have a left gauntlet and a right gauntlet, and a left pauldron and a right pauldron, and pants and boots and a shirt and it's there's so many things you can wear. And that'll be important later. Now we're going to use the rest of our money to get a couple of spells. Specifically, we want Spark.
Metal recognizes Morrowind. Woo!
Hey, that's awesome. Resist magicka. We want frostbite. Okay, cool. All right. Now, so that's sort of, this is basically where the start. Once you've done these things, now it's kind of like, you know, you can explore the town of Seyda-Neen, talk to the people. I'm sure there's little quests. I think there's someone whose house is infested with rats that you have to like kill all the rats, but I don't really remember too much of that. All right, and then you carry on. You'll also notice I have a bunch of other spells. These are based on which skills I chose to take as major and minor. They grant you a bunch of spells if you take the magic ones.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And so the next thing we're going to do is actually right up ahead here. You'll notice I'm jumping all the time, by the way, as we go through this. Your acrobatics skill increases very easily. And especially if you just kind of spam jump everywhere you go, as you go, it ends up being much faster than just running. We're also going to grab a couple of mushrooms here and there. All right, and we're about to run into our next sort of interesting moment, I guess. Oh, I want this luminous Rasula. Perfect. And you see that book on the ground? Weird. Oh, there's a guy. What's this? A man has fallen out of the sky in the middle of the path ahead of us. So we take a look. He's got an enchanted sword. He's got a fancy robe. And he's got these scrolls of Icarian flight. Fortify acrobatics 1,000 points for 7 seconds. Okay. So we check over here. This is his journal. And we see, I believe I may have found the correct formula for the spell I'm developing. With it, I'll be able to travel great distances without the need to pay others for the service. If all goes well, I will test out the new spell tomorrow. I believe I've worked out all of the possible complications. It will allow me to leap great distances, covering many hundreds of miles. Never before has one been able to travel in this manner, vaulting from the ground, sailing through the sky, all without that terrible disorientation of a spell of flying. The time is almost upon me. My research is finished, and all of my calculations are checked and rechecked. They laughed at me when I suggested this. We'll see who laughs after I leap to the top of their towers and scream out my success. So we see how well that went for him.
Wow.
Yeah, basically the joke is if you cast this spell, it does fortify your acrobatics so much so that you can leap halfway across the world. But you notice it only lasts for 7 seconds. So what that means is the effect wears off while you're midair most of the time, meaning that when you hit ground, you don't have the acrobatics to pad out your defense, and so you instantly die.
Lol. Wow.
So it's pretty trolly, but I love it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And so basically now my tradition is I do always go to more. Oh, this is the map, by the way, y'all. So you can see this is the island of Vardenfell. Up here, this is the island of Solstheim, which is part of the DLC, which we will get to later. And yeah, we're going to follow these road signs. Are actually quite handy throughout the game. You know, you can kind of get a pretty good gist of where you're going. And we're going to basically just begin traveling. We've got a ways to go, and there are a few different ways to get there, but we're going to take the most direct route at this point. Oh, except I missed a couple of things along the way.
Do y'all prefer this borderless 4-3, or should there be a border or a background around it? I feel like I'm kind of vibing with the borderless, but I don't know. Let me know, y'all.
Yeah, keep us posted. Oh, this is a perfect time. So right here, this is, I believe, a scrib. So unlike in the later Elder Scrolls games, you basically have two options. If you want to cast magic, you have to pull out your hands like this, which literally just looks like this if you see it in third person. Or you can pull out your weapon, right? So we're just going to try and fire bite this guy, and he's donked.
I thought the guy falling was a bug.
Nope, that is a fact. That is what he is meant to be.
Big yikes.
I cry. Oh, also, this is an interesting thing. You notice those little bars underneath my weapon and my spell. So underneath the spell, that's actually your chance to cast. If you look in here, this is the cost of the spell. This is the percentage chance you have of casting it. So I have a 72% chance to cast Firebite successfully. If I don't, it'll still consume my mana, but I won't get to cast it. It'll just say, your spell failed. This is because my fatigue meter is empty because I've been sprinting. In order to cast magic, you not only need the magic, but you basically want to at all times have a full fatigue bar, which early on in the game sucks.
So you can't really run until later
Well,
unless you want to like put yourself in a potentially like bad situation.
Basically,
Okay.
yeah, because it's kind of like you want to, if you
need
cast
to preserve like your equivalent to the stamina meter essentially.
exactly, which is why like whenever I see an enemy, I slow down and I let my fatigue rebuild a little bit before I attack it. Which, as you can see, like even with only a third of the bar, I'm at 87% chance to cast. So it doesn't take much to get up there.
Nice.
And I can see that one in the distance. You'll notice spells take a long time to travel through the air, so you kind of have to like lead your target by a lot.
Morrowind time, Tree. Hello.
Tree.
It is.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. And as a classic, of course, there's caves and stuff throughout the journey.
Excellent.
And we're going to do a lot of silly stuff, but there are just a handful of things we want to get prepped ahead of time, and then we'll kind of be able to do a little bit more wandering and preparing and so on and so forth.
Hype.
Hype. Oh, yeah. For whatever reason, a lot of the time when you jump, especially as your skill gets up there, you'll notice you kind of slide a little bit like that. And so the sliding can actually be a problem, especially as in later areas or when you're trying to like a mountain or something, because inevitably you will have that happen where you slide down a hill, and the sliding counts as you being airborne, so you take falling damage.
Oh no! Oh, that's very Valheim in a way.
Right? Exactly. Oh, and there are no autosaves, so we are going to have to be at, so maybe we'll even set a chatbot timer to remind me to save. But just in general, chat, yeah, feel free to remind me to save whenever, because it will come in handy, I'm sure. Oh, there's a rat, a classic Elder Scrolls enemy.
How often is the optimal saving interval?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just try and save like whenever possible, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now, in this game as well, alchemy, I find you might hear different things from different folks, but I feel like alchemy is very, very helpful. Like this flower right here will let us create a potion of levitation, which is super handy. This one allows us to do water walking. So there is definitely some enormous benefits in doing the old alchemy.
Love that.
There's also a good chance for us to train up our heal. Obviously, that was a bit overkill, but hey, everybody's favorite, a mud crab. Sorry, fella. You're about to get zapped.
Bye, mud crab.
And you can see they changed their design pretty considerably from this game to the next. In this one, they basically look like a rock with pincers and like these weird, funky little leggies.
Wild.
Yum. And oh, there we go. This is what we're looking for over here. We need some Bungler's Bane and Hypha Fascia. And that'll be relevant a little later. See this weird sliding? Like the knight, it's actually kind of handy because your acrobatics goes up based on how far you jump and how far you fall. So if you take a pretty strong fall, then you're extra likely to basically get clobbered for it.
Damn.
But your stats go up. So it's kind of like playing this back and forth of it.
Might as well like do it while you're somewhat safe at the beginning and get your stats up a little bit, I guess.
Exactly. Like you can see we've already gone up 4 points in acrobatics,
Nice.
which as we go is going to be like, again, there's a reason we're jumping everywhere, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Question, because I can't remember. Oh yeah, any and all questions. Like this may come as a surprise to everyone here, but I love this game and I love talking about it. So
What?
no, you cannot dual wield in Morrowind. No, I'm afraid. I don't think they introduced that until Skyrim, because I'm pretty sure you couldn't in Oblivion either. I think. I don't actually remember Oblivion very well. However, a lot of the weapon skills do benefit both things. Like, for example, you can get a katana, right? Which is a one-handed long blade. But there's also a weapon called a daikatana, which is just a two-handed version of it, which also uses the long blade ability. Those plants, by the way, very important. You need those to make health potions.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. And these ones are also handy because these give you feather. And feather is basically an effect that lets you carry extra stuff beyond your weight or beyond your maximum capacity. Because you'll see this meter here, 72 out of 200 is how much I can carry. So being able to make feather potions comes in very handy.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. So we collect the roots. As many of these cork bulbs as we can find. I remember when Oblivion came out and you were able to just like touch the object that held the items and collect them as a result. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Like you just tap on it. Because I was so used to Morrowind where you have to like click on it, click on the item, click on your inventory.
At least it's like very deliberate, which can be nice.
Well, that's true. There is, yeah, you do kind of have that advantage. This item here, Comberry, is also really important because it gives you Restore Magicka. And Restore Magic potions, pretty fucking handy. And then we also need some of these willow flowers. That's all of them. Oh, come here, you. There we go. Oh, see, there, I failed casting the spell that time. So it sucked up my magic, but didn't... Oh, it's dead. There we go. Ariel sells arrows, but no bows. Yeah. There's some pretty questionable item tables for some of the merchants in these games. All right, enjoy the lyric, Catboy. Okay, so we are almost at the gates of Balmora. Now, you'll notice this big motherfucker right in front of me. When we first played this game on my friend's Xbox back in the day, when we rounded this bend in the road the first time, we were like, oh my god, what is that? And we like stayed away and we like circled all the way around the town because we thought it was hostile. These are called silt striders. They're actually one of the forms of fast travel. So you basically ride around inside the semi-hollowed out carapace of a giant flea in order to travel places.
Nice.
So, yeah, let that one sink in.
Nice.
Right? And so welcome to Balmora. This is the first sort of major town that we encounter. And you'll see there are a lot of buildings. It's just a big-ass town. And these are the guards here. You'll notice if you ever see that armor, I think it's called bone mold. It's sort of the native Dunmer armor, favorite armor. And so yeah, we just walked that distance. It was lovely. What a journey together, friends.
Stunning.
Stunning. So, despite the fact that, as it is an Elder Scrolls game and as you do not have to, we are actually going to go and talk to Caius Casades immediately, partially because he gives us stuff. And we will need to do, or we will, for this series, we will be playing through the main quest. But yeah, you can just shortcut it a bit. Now, technically, your instructions, where's the journal? Yeah, it suggests you go to the corner club called the South Wall to find out where Caius lives. I happen to know it's this house. And we go in, and Caius is a graying, shirtless man who basically we report to him. And he's like, so, you say your name is Alfonso Muscadunder, and you've been told to report to me and deliver a package. Perhaps you'll let me look at it. And he says, very interesting. So it says here the Emperor wants me to make you a novice in the blades. That means you'll be following my orders. Are you ready to follow my orders, Alfonso Muscadunder? And of course, we say yes. Good. Welcome to the service. You now belong to the Blades. We're the Emperor's eyes and ears in the provinces. You can use my bed if you want to rest, but leave my personal stuff alone, blah, 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 blah. So basically, anyone familiar with the Elder Scrolls knows the Blades. They're like this organization that works under the sort of secret jurisdiction of the Emperor to carry out missions for the good of the people, so to speak. Now, this actually raises one of the interesting differences between Morrowind and the later games. In Oblivion and in Skyrim, you're the chosen one. In Skyrim, you're the Dragonborn. In Oblivion, you're something. I can't remember what the fucking title is in that one. But in this one, you're just a dude who got picked up off a boat who they thought, there might be some potential in using this guy for a government organization. Which I've always thought was kind of like an interesting sort of difference there. So we can talk about his orders. And he says basically we need to find ourselves some cover. Morrowind is not especially welcoming to outlanders, as they call them. As we walk around here, you're going to hear a lot of people say, "Oh, outlander," and blah blah blah. So basically, he says, "Here's $200. Go find yourself some armor or weapons or a spell, whatever you want, and sign on with a fighters guild or the mages guild or the Imperial Cult or the Imperial Legion, or look for freelance work." And basically establish yourself as a person here. Oh, and also, I believe if we read...
How can I help?
Oh, no, I was wrong. I thought he had a skill book in here. All right. Yeah, now we're vibing in the town. Now, what I like to do is... So, in Morrowind, unlike in Skyrim and Oblivion, there's no fast travel in the sense that you can't just click on a place and travel there, right? But there are things like the Silt Striders. You can use boats to travel around most of the cities on the outer edges of the island. But in order to get sort of a little bit more distance, I guess, or more options, the Mages Guild has teleporters within each one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we are going to, where would we go? Down here to the Mages Guild.
How interesting. What was that?
All right, we're going to talk to Ajira and we're going to say duties. Oh, right. We have to talk to Ranis to join. I forget these little things. But basically, we're going to join the Mages Guild. Makes sense. We're a mage. We've got the magic.
Love it.
What else would we do, right?
I mean, you could join a fighters guild, but it sounds like that would just be kind of an uphill battle.
Yeah, I think I might not be very good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically, they want you to take an oath, but you say, yes, I am part of the Mages Guild. There's a few reasons to do it. The first is you can use these supply chests, which carry soul gems, restore magicka potions, and a couple of very useful and valuable scrolls. Whoops. Perfect. And then we're also going to root around through here for a sec, because I need an item. That one didn't have it. I'll have to keep digging through chests, or through items. There's a like randomly spawning loot table of things, so you can get a lot of handy dandy items, but they're not always consistent.
It suffers wounds.
Damn. Okay. Well, whatever. We talked to Ajira. So Ajira wants us to. She has a lot of stuff, but most importantly, we get our first duties from her. And she says, before you can be a journeyman, she wants us to get mushrooms. Okay, cool. Mushrooms. Oh, interesting. Some mushrooms she wants. Cool, neat. Fortunately, I knew which mushrooms we were looking for, so I grabbed them ahead of time. So if we click mushrooms, here they are. We get some 4 cheap health restore potions as a reward, and that's it. Then the next duty, she says, oh, I've made a bet with Galbadir. Okay. So she made a bet with Galbadir, which was that lady right at the top. So she says that Ajira would be a journeyman before Galbadir. Now Ajira must study these mushrooms and write a report. Ajira wants you to give Galbadir a fake soul gem. So basically we're going to prank Galbadir.
Fair enough.
Now, this is important because this is another chance we have to break the game. Galbadir, who should be coming... There she is. So she's going to come down here. What's up? All right, peace. She's heading. So now we can go up here. Come on, come on, come on. Up to her desk. She's the local enchanter. You'll notice she has a limeware platter and a bunch of soul gems, all of which have things in them. So we're actually going to grab all of those, and you can see the value of that. Like Grand Soul Gem Winged Twilight, value 60,000.
Damn.
But we're not going to sell it. We have other uses for that. But yeah, basically then we put the fake soul gem in her desk, and we come back down. And that is basically the only opportunity you have to steal those items. Because if you try to, because she stands right in front of her desk, you can't really get them otherwise. And so you say, boom, here you go. You've got did the thing. Then you want duties, local flowers. Now, this is the one I was trying to get ahead of earlier. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find a stone flower, so we are actually going to have to go out and get some stuff. But we can get 2 birds stoned at once. Save the game.
Nice. Perfect.
And yeah,
All right,
on to the
Alice.
next thing. What's up, Wraith?
Yes,
living-
I made the
Yo!
emote wall.
Oh my god.
There is much.
Why was
That's
it
so
only one,
cute.
Way
though?
too many questions.
Did you only post one? Try like filling it with a
What was
bunch
that?
of emotes.
Oh, okay, cool.
There you go. Oh, look at that chat. We saw this earlier and we thought that it looked like a lot of fun.
Nice.
Should we make them like a tiny scooch smaller, or does the size depend on... Oh, just one like tiny little wraith. Ditto.
I'm gonna hold on. It says it was set to ignore duplicates, but I don't like that. I want duplicates.
Yeah, definitely. If we spam a bunch, we want them all to show up.
All right. Try ditto now, Wraith.
I heard something.
Yeah, give us the ditto spam. I want to see how this looks.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Much
Can we-
better.
Can we make them a little smaller? I love having the spam up, but I think maybe if we have the actual size a little bit smaller.
Okay. Okay.
All right, one more ditto spam, please. Look at Iggy fucking just living her life in the background. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my
that'll
god,
do.
I love this. I love it so much.
That'll do. Perfect. All right.
That'll do. All right.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoy the emote wall.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
So, one of the nifty things before we move into the next breakable thing we're going to need to set up is spell making in this game is very different from the later games. Notably, I don't think there is spell making in Skyrim, which I remember being really disappointed about. And in Oblivion, it was heavily curtailed in terms of what you could do. Like you had to be like a high-ranking Mages Guild member in order to do it in the first place. It was a nuisance. But in this game, basically, you go to spell making, you can choose any of the effects you know and add them and change all the modifiers and name it what you want, etc., etc. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make a preemptive spell. We are going to create a resist magic effect on self for 2 seconds with 100% potency. And we're going to call this Pumped Up Kicks. And the reason for that, we will see later. So this is going to cost us 210. It's a relatively cheap spell. You can see the spell chance. So it's actually going to be a pretty hard spell to cast with only 52%, but it should be sufficient for our needs. So we're going to create that. And we're also going to see if there are any other effects we need. I don't think you have anything I need. It's this guy, is it? Yes, we need on Ducey's Open Door, which is a very important... it's basically the unlock spell.
Can you ask your question quickly?
All
I must
right.
be going.
And then we're going to travel to a town called Caldera.
I'm listening.
And Caldera, of course, we're in basically just another Mages Guild. Around here somewhere... Where is it? Somewhere around here there is... Whoa! Oh yeah, this happens sometimes. You'll slide through the floor. Yeah. This game's kind of broken.
I'm listening.
Fuck, where is the supply chest? Am I blind? Okay, well, it doesn't matter. If we go through this door here, we'll find there's this lovely little supply room, which we're actually going to look through. Drugwax is worth quite a bit. Collect some money. More Drugwax, nice. But mostly we're looking to see if we can find that flower that Ajira needs, which is not in any of them, sadly. But that's okay. If we go up to the top here, we'll find this is basically the Alchemist's Tower. And there is a full master level alchemy set just waiting out here for us, which you love to see. As well as Drugwax, fire salts, and resin, all of which are pretty decent, worth a halfway decent amount of dollary dues. But yeah, now we have a full set of alchemy equipment, which is at a high level, which is what we want. We just cannot talk to this guy, essentially. Let me through, please. Because it's his stuff.
Lol.
Lol.
So if
Now-
you talk to him, will he be like, "Hey, give me my shit back"?
I think so. He might only get fussy if you try and, like, some people get fussy if you have it in your inventory, like that Galbadir that we stole all the soul gems from.
Mm-hmm.
She gets real mad if you even so much as like talk to her. So she's basically irrelevant to us right now. But that guy I feel like he's a little less crazy. I think you just need to I shouldn't say crazy, but he's a little bit less possessive. So I think he only gets mad if you try and sell his things back to him.
Oh, cool.
Which, fair enough. So we're going to wander off into the wilderness up here near Caldera. For reference, by the way, we teleported up here from here, just so that y'all can get an idea of distances. And we are looking around for some goodies.
I like goodies.
Yeah, we love goodies.
Goodies are good.
Yeah, goodies are great.
Goodies are pretty top tier.
Mm-hmm. Now this guy, this naked Nord over here, he, if I remember correctly, he thinks a witch stole his clothing and he wants to get it back. But he's a fussy baby, and I don't think there's a great reward for it, so we're not going to bother. What we are looking for... Ooh, is this what I think this is? No. Okay. Some of the plants, I forget what they look like from time to time.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I am kind of stumbling around in the dark out here. Oh, actually, we should rest until healed. Oh, sometimes this happens when you try and rest, you get interrupted by one of these little fuckers or like an enemy of some sort, which prevents you from finishing your rest, but we were able to get most of it, so we've got a pretty full health bar and magicka bar. And so that's where that Atronax sign that we mentioned earlier on comes in. If you have that stunted magicka, you can't just rest like that to restore it. You're stuck trying to like just collect it from someone else. And don't forget the golden rule of Morrowind. A, B, J. Always be jumping.
I love that. Always be jumping.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've already got our acrobatics up to 14, so from 5. So we're making good progress on that.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah. And it will only continue to go from there. Oh, there they are. Okay. Those, I believe, up ahead, those are the stone flowers that we need for Ajira.
Perfect.
Yeah. Stone flower. Beautiful. Wonderful. And hopefully we can find the other thing that we're looking for out here. This is the part I always forget the locations. Oop. It's very easy to get stuck on pillars. Oh, also, I'm going to show you, chat, one of the most important things if you're playing this game. So for any of you like Wraith, who's choosing to play along with, or just in general, there they are, finally. You will eventually get stuck on terrain at some point. You'll get stuck in a position you can't get out of. And if you press the tilde key, it opens up the console. If you type TCL, it turns off collision, which allows you to travel through objects. Very important. I recommend, even if you don't intend to like cheat the game, if you're playing it honestly, and you don't want to use cheat codes or console commands, keep that one in mind because that one will get you out of troublesome spots. Okay, now we talk to this person. Hello, Pemini. Are you interested in making a deal? Sure am. Look, I'm just a poor merchant trying to make my way to Nar Mok with some trade goods. I could use an escort, though, since mine seems to have buggered off. If you'd be willing to take me there, I'll give you... No, I shouldn't. Although it is a dangerous trip. All right, I'll give you the boots of blinding speed, although I'll be overpaying you by quite a bit. And so we say, yes, we can take you to Nar Mok. Excellent. Although that seems to be quite a high payment. The boots of blinding speed are a rare and wondrous thing. Never mind. I've made the deal, and I'm an honest woman. Let's get going. So, we have to take Pemini to Nar Mok. Now, this is where you kind of get into the... Let's talk for a second about comparative morality. This is an Elder Scrolls game. So we could just kill her and take them. Absolutely, we could. But just like in D&D and other kind of media and stuff, I think there's limits, right? Like, for me, anyways. Like, I'm cool with robbing people blind. It's a video game. But I try not to just, like, randomly kill people. That's my own personal way to enjoy the game. Of course, everybody can enjoy them as they see fit, but I see no reason not to, right? And so Narmok, I believe, is right about here. So she's actually most of the way there. But we're going to take her the rest of the way. So I think we just basically go this way. And she should. Escort quests in this game suck because characters get lost a lot and very easily. But we should be able to manage it. Oh, those up ahead, those are Gwar. We are not that strong, so we probably want to avoid fighting them. As I recall, the Boots of Blinding Speed buff your speed, but blind you. Yes, absolutely.
Like,
hey, Derp, how's it going?
entirely blind?
Well, we'll see. Oh, actually, this is a rancher. They're probably tame. Perfect. Escort, they do. Are ya fistin', son? No. I am a full magic boy high elf. Like 100% magic stuff. I'm on my magic bullshit. I'm sorry I'm not fisting at this point. Perhaps we will fist later.
Perhaps we will fist later. All you can hope for.
All right, Pemini's still behind us. Good. And we are kind of on the way. I think we've got to kind of go over or around this mountain here, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, but that's okay. Are you fisting, son? Full mage can fist pretty well. That's true. I guess if a situation comes up, Derp, in which fisting is the option, then we'll do it for sure, Z's. Para a bitch and fist them. I'll make sure to get at one point we will fist some folks. We also might have to fight these Gwar because I don't want them to come up behind us. Let's see. Are you tame by any chance? I'm guessing not. We're just gonna walk nice and slow. Okay. Oh, there's some road signs. Okay, they actually seem tame, so they're probably part of that guy's Gwar, the one that we passed earlier. Oh, chat. Y'all are filthy. We're here for it. Ah, there we go. Road sign to Narmok. So we want to go this way. And Pemini's still behind us, so we're doing great. Woo!
I'm glad she hasn't gotten lost.
Yeah, right? Ah, rats ahead. Better take out my hands. Yeah, finish it off, Pemini, please. Come on, hit. For real? For real. For real. Okay, guess I'll take care of it myself. Thanks for your help.
Lamau.
You might be able to stream either Monday or Tuesday, provided you don't procrastinate. Ooh. Are you going to be streaming some fisting, or is it going to be something else?
One would hope for some fisting.
One would hope. All right, Pemini's still behind us. Doing great. Oh, over there. This is when I started this game, this was one of the freakiest enemies. I got chased by one of those. So those over there are called netches. And yes, they are basically big-ass floating jellyfishes. So that one there is a male. The smaller one over there is the female. But the females are actually the more dangerous ones. They have insanely strong physical attacks. This one will basically try and spit poison at me. So, with that in mind, We're going to let our fatigue restore a little bit, our stamina, if you will. And then we're going to take them down, because if they attack us, it's going to suck.
Fair enough.
Oh, excellent. New new picture up in the pet corner. Beautiful. All right. Here we go.
Run or die.
Now, one of the interesting things you can do sometimes... Oh, I think we're actually going to take that one down. Okay, that one was pretty easy. Boom. Nice. You've killed a breeding netch. I don't know what that means.
I have the upper hand.
There we go. Unless you stream Kenshi, because martial arts is dumb. Oh, here we go. So Pemini says, oh, this is close enough. Thanks for your help. I suppose it's only fair I give you your reward. Here, take them. Though it pains me to give them, you are now the owner of the boots of blinding speed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dope.
Now's the time to go.
And see, you don't have to just kill people to get stuff. It's great. So now, yes, here are the boots of blinding speed. If we take a look in our inventory, we see fortify speed 200 points and blind 100%. Now, let's also remember that as a high elf, I'm also weak to magic, so it's going to be even more effective. So if we equip, this is what our screen looks like. Not very helpful. Not very helpful at all.
Oh god,
But
like legitimately you can't
just
see anything.
fully black. Yeah. But we earlier made a spell called Pumped Up Kicks. Resist Magicka 100% for 2 seconds. Because what you can do is, if you cast that, and in the 2 second that it's going on, you go into your inventory and you equip the boots, it's only a dull color. And even when the resist magic wears off, we're still able to see, mostly. You can see it's a little grayed over, but it's not too bad. And the result of that is that I can move way faster. Way, 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 way faster.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so that's the reason why it's worthwhile to find Pemini and help her out to get these boots. Because all it takes is just a cheeky little spell to make it so you can equip them without being fully invalidated. And then, and then you're able to move at blinding speed, but without the blinding part, which is kind of what you want.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, right?
Well done. Good game breaking already.
Yeah, thank you. This was kind of my hope. Like, I really, really, really wanted to just, like, you know, kind of showcase, because I really think, like, the fact that you can break this game so easily and do so many silly things is part of its charm and part of its fun. Yep, there's a way to abuse Icarian Flight as well, because there's a slow fall spell. And also, if you cast a second Icarian Flight after the first one, when you land, you should survive in most instances, because it'll boost your acrobatics back up to where it was. I'm going to take down this little scrib. Where are you? Blop. All right. Oh. And then the little refrain plays in the background. I love it.
Beauty.
You can see, even with blinding speed, always be jumping. ABJ chat.
Always.
Which is part of...
Jumping.
Sorry?
Oh, I just repeated it. Always be jumping.
Always. Always be jumping. which is part of speedrunning, which allows very specific jumps to get you important items like that. Exactly, yeah. Like getting those scrolls of Icarian Flight off the start is really important for speedrunners, because it is one of the ways that you can essentially like, yeah, you jump faster and way farther than you run with the Icarian Flight, so you can just get some ridiculous shit. And it's also, if you notice, the name of the scrolls is kind of indicative of what they mean for anyone who's familiar with the story of Icarus. Only I don't think the story goes where Icarus flew so high and then forgot how to fly and then fell down and broke his entire shins.
No, but he flew too high on technology that wasn't meant to fly that high, and then burnt up and died. So pretty well the same.
Pretty well. Now we need to do some stuff. So as you notice, chat, we've been collecting all these items. Many of them we're going to sell. We're going to make some money. Money is what makes Morrowind work. So we're going to go into Garak Manor. And this is a house owned by a bunch of orcs. And they're living their lives. There's also a skill book in their fireplace for some reason. And if you go upstairs, what's this? A demon. Meet Creeper, everybody. Creeper is your best friend. He just says, I'm creeping. So the way Creeper works is he is a special merchant. He has 5,000 gold that refreshes every couple of days. And unlike every other merchant in the game, with one other exception, he buys everything at full price. So the value of this iron spark sword is 62. We get 62. The value of this iron dagger is 1. We get 1. And so on and so forth. So it really, the only thing is he doesn't buy alchemical ingredients. So if I try and sell this Droog wax, which is worth 100 each, he's like, I don't buy that. Which is fair, but we're going to sell, oh, there we go, the limeware platter that we took, the second one, I should say. And I think actually that's all we can sell for right now. And you can kind of get a little bit of extra bucks off of him. Thank you. Please come again. Wonderful. And so, yeah, we're going to be here a lot because Creeper is the easiest one. Battery's almost dead, and you're almost home, so be right back. All right, sounds like a plan. See you in a bit, Derp.
Hype, you're almost home, though. Woo!
Ooh. I tried to say woo and hello at the same time. It just came out like, hello.
I thought you were thinking about halloumi, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I might be. Given what you're showing me, I may have to join the Mages Guild as a thief just so I can steal that stuff from Galbadir. You should. You really, really should. And interestingly enough, in Morrowind, you can join multiple guilds, of course, but the Thieves Guild and the Fighters Guild have a feud with each other. So if you're in one, you can't join the other. But either one can join the Mages Guild. Again, for whatever reason.
Nice.
So we're going to look around because we need to buy a couple of spells. We got all that money from Creeper, and we need to get some magic in order to get some stuff done. So I have a garbage memory sometimes, and I forget who has what spells a lot of the time. We're also going to take that. So this might take a little bit as I kind of like remember where and what things are.
No worries. Not to speak for anyone else, but I think that perhaps I speak for us all when I say it's just big vibes today.
Yeah. Well, and I hope everyone, and yourself included, is enjoying the Morrowind so far. It's
oh yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah, it's a good time. Oh, right, I forgot. We got the extra flour for Ajira, so we should do that, and then we can basically like do a couple of advancements within the Mages Guild. Here's your flowers. Yes, here they are. Duties. And then, oh yeah, Ajira has much work to do on these reports, so she can win her bet with Galbadir. Could you fetch a ceramic bowl? Sure, why not?
I suppose I have.
There's a trader in town who sells stuff, basically. And he should be right here. Yeah, Ravir. Now, Ravir's running kind of a scam where he's like, oh, yes, you want to buy Ravir's famous Daedric weapons. He's like, what? You say these are not Daedric weapons? Well, you're right, but he's no liar. So he sells basically weapons with the ability to summon a bound weapon, which is like a fake Daedric weapon. But it is super duper powerful.
Nice.
And so we're going to go in. We're going to buy a ceramic bowl. Perfect. We're going to go back. A lot of the early quests for these things are super rudimentary. You know, get flowers, get mushrooms, get a bowl.
Well, they got to start you off small.
They do.
You know, you can't start off with, like, go kill the king, you know?
Exactly. All right. So we give this, but then we find out that Ajira's like, oh no, my reports were stolen. Galbadir stole my reports. So they must be nearby. She never leaves the Mages Guild. And fortunately, I happen to know one of them is hidden right under here.
Hello, Outlander.
And the other one is hidden right here. There we go. So we're going to head back downstairs. Zoom, 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 zoom. What up? Stolen reports. Here you go. And she gives us a bunch of potions. And we're going to check duties again. All right. So now Ajira knows many secrets. So Ajira is kind of occupies an interesting place where she is the early game quest giver for the Mages Guild. But then she's like, actually, you can't right now. But here, you can go to Edwina Elbert at the Guild of Mages in Aldrune if you want. Or Rannis now. We're a high enough rank that Rannis will give us quests. So what we're going to do is head up here. We're going to talk to Rannis. We're going to ask for advancement. She says now we're the evoker. And now we need to complete some more duties. This is where we get two. These are the first kind of semi-challenging quests that we get because we have to go out into the wilderness. So we have to do a two-parter. We have to convince an ex-Telvanni, which we'll get into later, to join the Mages Guild. And we also need to collect the guild dues from someone named Manwe. Yeah, and this is kind of the world of Morrowind. So this is what Rannis says. Manwe has failed to pay her dues for several years, and she now owes us over 2,000 septims. Allegedly, she is researching something in Punabi near Larar Baraloth in Sulipund. If you can convince her to pay the dues, I will split them with you. Otherwise, kill her. So yeah, great sense of again, going back to that comparative morality, you know. All right. Now, since she mentioned the Aldrune Mages Guild, if you kill her, do you keep all her gold? Well, you do need to turn in the quest. So, asking for a friend. No, if you kill her, you still have to split it with Rannis, but she's like, whatever, at least you got it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So the Aldrune Mages Guild is special for one reason. Right? Is it here? Yeah. This room. Early game, you're going to end up moving your base around a lot, but around this point is where I need to start dumping off some items. And I like doing it at the Mages Guild because, well, frankly, you spend a lot of time traveling through the teleporters, and the people here are handy. They have spells, they have equipment, etc. So, you know, it kind of makes good sense in my mind. So we're going to dump basically all of our ingredients off here because we don't need to carry them with us. And we're also going to drop off some of these soul gems. Just these two, actually, for right now. And we may as well put these away so we aren't going to use them anytime soon. Okay. So this is going to sort of function as our home base. Oh, we're also going to take this chance to save and rest until healed. Now, this is something I was waiting for. You'll notice immediately we got surprised, and this guy's like, die, fetcher, which is basically fucker in this language. And we have suddenly been attacked by a member of the Dark Brotherhood. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Unfortunately, he actually caught us with our pants down in the sense that our magic is basically empty. But but that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to use this handy dandy potion that Ajira gave us to boost our armor and our lightning resist, because he's going to be carrying a spark dagger. Now, also worth noting, because I happen to know this guy is a Dunmer, or a Dark Elf, he has fire resistance, so I'm not going to use my standard fire bite. But this is why I picked up that frostbite spell earlier. So let's see if I can beat him. There we go.
Wow. Nice.
So assassin. And oh right, he throws a throwing dart. That's what does the thing I was thinking about. Yeah, so we're going to dispose of corpse, which grabs all these items. And one of the handy things, we took light armor. Oh shit, I didn't mean to replace the boots. Oh well. But basically, when the Dark Brotherhood shows up, they give you one of the better sets of light armor in the game.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So we ain't mad about that. And we'll hold on to that for a quick sec. We'll cast Pumped Up Kicks. And re-equip our Boots of Blinding Speed. Okay. And now we're going to try resting again. There we go. So throughout the game, we're going to be attacked by these assassins, honestly, pretty frequently. They are the way that you start out the second DLC called the Tribunal. But we don't want to start that yet, and actually for quite a while. So we're actually going to let these assassins attack us because, well, quite simply, their armor's worth a fair bit. And so whenever they attack us, we basically just get a free load of stuff to sell.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna be mad about free stuff to sell.
Right? Okay. So now, as I mentioned, I don't actually remember who sells what in these places, but we still need to collect those spells. No, it's not you.
May I help you?
Is it you? Oh, here's Adwina. She's the one who gives us duties up here, but we're actually not going to worry about that right this moment. Come on. Ah, there you are. Okay, so you sell telekinesis, which we need. You sell slow fall, which is a bit expensive, but we do need it at some point, so we won't grab it right now. And okay, that's fine.
I suppose I have a moment.
And then
What is it?
you. Yo, architect, how's it going, friend?
Architect, what up?
What up? How you living? You also don't have what I need. Okay. That's fine. As mentioned, the nice thing with the Mages Guild is they're all connected with these teleporters. So if we can't find the spells we need from one, we just go travel. And so we've done Balmora, we've done Aldrune, we've done Caldera, and so now we go to Sadrith Mora. You actually got the day off on Saturday for one, so you've just been getting stuff done. Hell yes, dude.
Love to hear it. Hype.
Yeah, what have you been getting done? Oh yeah, we've got the floating emotes. Ah, I love them so much.
Yeah, also, I think I'm done the 4-3 overlay.
Oh, I love that. So cool. Yeah, I
Wait,
think
watch-
I like it
watch
without.
the Arcadd Prime at the top.
Whoa, chat! Look at this fucking overlay.
I literally just repurposed our scrolling slides and turned them vertical.
You're genius.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. That's so sick.
First the vision, then the conjuration.
Thank you, Architect.
This is unexpected, but not unlike
Yeah, our 4-3 one just was a bit too bright for Morrowind, so I was like, well, you know what, Arcadd, hop in and I'll just fuck with it while we're streaming.
Mm-hmm. And it's perfect. Oh my god,
Yeah, I like it.
looking great indeed. Oh my gosh.
Help my family clean the house. Been doing some organization, setting up your schedule for the next month, planning out goals, some secret stuff for Rushdown. Ooh, a hype architect. I love that. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping to do this weekend too. Like last week was a lot. We had a lot of webinars, and we had this. One of our main clients was like, well, we had to do something that was going to be like in this magazine, so it was like obviously like a little bit high stress, right? Like you have to have all the copy perfect, you have to have all the photos perfect, you have to have the ad perfect, because it's not like a blog. You can't just go in and edit it after they've printed like a million issues. So that was super stressful, and I felt like everything else just slipped through the cracks. So this weekend I want to just like get all of the meal prep back on track. I want to get like organized again. That's the one thing when it's like a super busy work week, like all of my client work and all of our work all just gets like jumbled. So like it's just brutal.
Yeah.
Like our graphic design software right now is just like all over the place. Ooh, practicing commentary. Hype.
Hell yes. Oh, dude.
Nice. Did you respond? I heard that Keiko needed ones for today and for tomorrow. Are you going for that? That'd be hype. But yeah, today I will go in and set up like 2 more new branding segments in Canva for those other 2 clients. I have their branding guides now, so I'll plug in all the stuff.
Oh, okay. That'll be good.
Gonna be away in Colorado for 2 weeks starting next Wednesday. Nice. Gonna take your audio setup because Goose asked to commentate with him sometime. Nice.
Yo,
that's awesome, architect.
He couldn't have picked a better person.
Yeah, like legit though.
Yeah, like so much about the game, and on top of that, you got a great voice.
You do.
There we go. Finally. Trying to find stuff is sometimes so tricky. All right. Okay. Studying hella matchups and frame data right now because I want to be prepped. Oh, you're gonna be killing it. You're already prepped, I think, more than most people would be, because you just like think about and care about and like really digest that game so well. But I think it's gonna be fantastic. You're gonna be perfect. Yeah. Yeah, and I've heard Colorado's fun.
Oh, Colorado's amazing. I have many a good time story from the airport, no less. It's haunted ass motherfucker.
Yes. I love the airport story.
Yeah.
Or stories, but specifically the one.
Yeah. I will preface, nothing actually haunted happened. I just happened to be going, I don't remember. I was on a tour, so it was kind of this thing where when you tour and you're like not a fucking multi-million-dollar band, you're just like an average band, like perhaps you play, before the headliner at music festivals. Sometimes you're the headliner, but anyways, when you travel that way, it's like everything, like people don't understand business is like a company and music is like a company. So if you are touring, a tour manager has set up all of your flights and shit. So you can't just like make last minute decisions of things or whatever. So anyways, I ended up getting to the airport and my flight was canceled. And so they had rescheduled that particular flight for the morning, and they were giving out people like hotels and shit. But I didn't really feel like it. I think it was a deal where you could either do like a hotel or you could get credit for flying. And I was like, well, I'd rather credit for flying so I can go somewhere else. So I just ended up staying overnight in the Denver airport. And I there were all of these TVs around, obviously, for flight information. But it was like 3 a.m. and there was nobody there except for me and the rest of the Left Behinds. We'd formed a little colony. We were watching Netflix. And so I was like, well, I have an HDMI cable. Like, somebody just give me a boost. Let's take over one of these big TVs. And we did. And the security guard looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at my weird-ass mint milkshake weird thing that I'd gotten, and he walked away, and I sat down and watched Netflix. So, and then I lit a cigar, which was probably a bit, that was a bit much, but, you know, I was God for a day.
Exactly. And if you're God for a day, like, why not, right?
Yeah, they weren't TSA, thank goodness. This was like the normal, it was 3 a.m. at the airport, so I wasn't even through the security. I was just hanging out in the general areas as people were. Like, if you left, you know what I mean? Like, we were past the main security, but if I left, I would have had to go back through it all over again. So we were just kind of hanging out in, the arrivals terminal, or the departures terminal. I was past the TSA. I didn't go back and see them.
No.
TSA is awful, though.
I've heard terrible things. My sister got investigated because she had a self-defense sort of pressure point thing on her keychain. Wow.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, the last time that I had to deal with a really, really awful TSA agent, he took my... It was fucking ridiculous. He literally took my anxiety medication, and I was having a breakdown because he was being fucking terrible and awful, and had taken my phone and was going through it. And that morning I'd had one of my friends who was a photographer in Victoria text me, and he was like, hey, I just did this huge campaign. And back at the time, I still had a huge following on social media. So he was like, hey, I just did this campaign. Do you mind posting it for me? And this fucking TSA agent's going through my messages and was like, how much is he paying you to post this? You know that's illegal. And I was like, how? He's my friend in Canada. And he was like, well, if it were in the States, it would be illegal. And I was like, okay, but he's in Canada. And he was just such a piece of shit. And then when I was wanting to take my anxiety medication because I could barely breathe, he was looking at the label and it said Brit instead of Brittany. And so he threw it out because he said it didn't match my passport. Just a piece of shit.
That is a piece of shit.
It's illegal to make money from somebody in the United States by promoting their stuff when you don't have a visa to work in the United States, which was the issue, Derp. But since he was in Canada, the TSA guy was just being a piece of shit.
Just power tripping because he could. Mm-hmm. I hate that.
And my friend wasn't fucking paying me to promo his shit. I was just doing it to be nice, so the whole thing was a moot point anyways.
That's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
That's actual
And he was
garbage.
asking me what social media I was on, and when I said I was on Tumblr, he started implying I was a prostitute. Yeah.
Wow.
And was asking how
dude.
I'd bought, because I had my Lulu, or not my Lulu, sorry, I had my fucking, what's it called? I had my Louis Vuitton bag that, anyways, I had an expensive bag with me, so he was implying that I was a prostitute to get my things and asking me where my money came from. And I was like, it's not really any of your business. But then he just kept implying I was a whore, so I was like, all right.
Yeah, he can go just fuck himself. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this one was 4,000 Architect, but anyways.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, it's many years past Derp, so the should've, could've, would've. It's yeah, I'm sure I could have done a bunch of things, but again, I was having a literal breakdown, and he had thrown out my medication, so anything I probably could have or should have or would have done, it's whatever. It's a moot point now.
Yeah, exactly. What else? What other option is there?
I did go home and be a petty bitch, but I went and did it in a way that I'm not going to talk about on here because I'm not really interested in getting arrested, so.
Yeah.
It's been dealt with. He got his. It's fine.
Exactly. It's dealt with.
I'm listening.
It's dealt with.
But yeah, it was a super shitty experience. It was awful.
You want something, friend?
I'm so sad that you had to go through that.
Yeah, he sucked.
You did.
And I think like the thing that was the most frustrating like the entire time was just like this fucking just air of just fucking smugness he had the whole time. And I was just like
Just one of those people. Just one of those fucking people.
just one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
May
It
I
got
help
dealt
you?
with.
You made it through. No longer there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right. So chat, we've been wandering around a lot. We've collected some stuff, and I'm gonna explain what the whole shtick is.
Woo!
So we got a spell called Mark, and we got a spell called Recall. As you might guess, if you cast Mark and then you cast Recall, you will teleport to the location that you marked. So what I always do is I mark right in front of Creeper, and then if we cast Recall, we will teleport immediately right in front of him. We also got Almcivi Intervention and Divine Intervention, which lets us teleport to the nearest tribunal or Imperial Temple quickly. All right, sounds good, Architect. Have yourself an excellent rest of your day. Maybe we'll see you in a bit. Enjoy the shower and the shave.
Yeah.
And the third S that usually goes along with that. And we picked up telekinesis, makes it easier to steal for those moments when we'll need to. And we picked up stamina because in order to enchant something, you need to have the spell that does it. And we're going to want restore fatigue in a little while.
Nice.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. We've just been wandering around collecting shit.
Super hype.
Go ahead, I'm
Yeah.
listening.
And now it's time to go back because now we've successfully established a cover story. So it's time to go back to Caius Cosades and learn about what the Blades want us to do.
Nice. I dig it.
Yeah, that's right, chat. It's story time.
We love the story time.
Yes, indeed. And gotta save. I really gotta put a chatbot timer on that. Okay, so we're gonna learn about the orders. So, ready for your orders? Good. Go talk to Hasfat Antibolus at the Balmora Fighters Guild. Ask him what he knows about the Naravarine secret cult and the Sixth House secret cult. You'll have to do him a favor first, probably an ugly favor, but do it. Then get the information from Antibolus and report back to me. By the way, Hasfat is a student of Morrowind history. Take the chance to get a little education. And I have a few history books in here. Help yourself. You're welcome to them. No point in being part of history if you're too ignorant to understand it. And so then we get a short history of Morrowind, and he recommends a couple of books to read to learn more about the history.
Wow. That's actually hilarious because I was just sitting here, like, I was thinking about that TSA thing for a second. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about just how much, like, ignorance just plays into all of it. And then you, like, read that quote, and I was like, oh, holy shit, that was fucking topical. I was right in my brain.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah, it's like how Dave came into the stream right as he played somebody named Oblivion. It's like, you said that right as in my head. I literally was just like thinking, fucking ignorant people. And then you like read that line. I was like, damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
the timing is perfect.
Well, remember one of the other things that just like pissed me off so fucking much was he was talking about like all the apps on my phone and shit, right? And like trying to deduce what those meant, apparently. Because he was like, oh, Tumblr, yeah, I know all about what that's about. I was like, no, you fucking don't. Like, obviously,
Nope.
because porn's been banned off Tumblr for like, it had been a few months at that point. So it was like, you don't fucking know what you're talking about. But it was like the other thing was, you know, I had this like app on my phone that was like, in theory, a dating app, I guess. But it was like, I had the app on my phone because the guy who made the app literally paid for me to come to New York once so we could go on a date, in which I did not have sex with him because he was annoying. And I was just like, thanks for the flight, but you kind of suck. You know, peace out, goodbye. But then he'd like given me a bunch of this free subscription to this app because he was like, oh, look at this app that I developed. And so I literally was on it as a sugar daddy looking for my own sugar baby. Like, you don't fucking know shit, TSA motherfucker. Like, no.
Nope. Man's just out there trying to, you know, making himself trying to make himself feel big, you know? It's fucking stupid.
Oh, no, I think it's just misogyny. Like, a guy sees a female on dating apps and is like, ooh, with money that is quote unquote unexplained, or more money than he perceives I should have had, which, whatever, misogyny and racism, whatever. Yeah. And so then it's, it has to be from some like nefarious thing. It's like, nah, the money's all legit. I just spend it on nefarious things, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, but you don't need to know about that because you are not a part of my life.
It's really not even nefarious things, just like buying pretty girls nice things. Nothing bad with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, go on.
Oh, no worries. So this is Hasfat Entabolus. And as he's like, so you're with Caius, eh? And Caius wants information. Of course, there's a this for that involved. I require a favor first, then I'll tell you what you want to know. And Derp makes a great point there. Caius is a skooma addict, which skooma is one of the main Elder Scrolls drugs. And you find a lot of folks in this game in particular who have succumbed to that addiction.
Fair enough.
All right. So, what is Antibolus's favor? There are Dwemer ruins nearby called Arking. Oh my God, I've never actually said most of these names out loud before, so this is going to be exciting. Arkenthand. I need you to run over there and find me a little cube with a circular design and some symbols on one side. It's called a Dwemer puzzle box. Bring me back the Dwemer puzzle box, and I'll tell you what you want to know. Yeah, cool. So this is like, the first like proper like go into a dungeon, retrieve an item quest that we've got. And all of the preparation that we've done so far is specifically for this to start with, because there is a couple of parts of it that are actually a bit tricky. I should not have exited this door. A lot of random balconies in Balmora. A lot of them. And once again, for anyone wanting to try out this game, I do super duper 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 highly recommend get yourself those boots of blinding speed, because they make a lot of the running around and the walking much, much, much easier and faster. Because you spend a lot of time running in this game. Oh, also a quick tip for anyone playing. If you press the Q, by default, it's bound to auto run, so you don't have to hold down W the whole time. You just steer with your mouse. If you're like me and you have garbage hands, it's just easier on them.
That's super nice, actually.
Yeah, right?
Like, legit.
Yeah. All right. So, this up here, you'll notice, is a bit of a different architecture than most of the things we've found so far. And the whole idea is... this is actually... Let me see how long this is. Actually, this is probably going to cover most of it. So because I want this to be kind of like partially lore based, so y'all can get a lot of the stuff, and my memory of a lot of the lore is kind of fuzzy, it's tricky. Yeah, exactly, because they're important because fast travel costs money and it's very limited where it goes. So we're going to... You're a lore... Yeah, there you go. So yeah, we're just gonna basically kind of browse through the short history and to explain some of the other stuff. I want to see if actually it talks about... okay, no, this actually doesn't cover what I want to, so we will probably go through this book, but not right now. But basically, short story long, these symbols and this sort of architecture, it denotes a Dwemer place. And the Dwemer are notable because they are essentially dwarves, and they all went extinct mysteriously. So, yeah. This fella up here is Snowy Gravius. He is a jackass, and he loves to attack us. Oh, yeah. He likes to summon skeletons as well. However, we're going to try and... Yeah. Oh, that right there, that's a Cliff Racer. BT dubs. So we have to dodge his spells. He's going to summon another guy. And he's likely going to... Oh, it's traveling through it for some reason. I'm hoping that he's... There we go. Nope. There we go. And if you kill someone who summons a creature, the creature dies. Now this is handy because it's stuck on a bridge. These, if y'all remember, way back at the start, I mentioned Jube, the guy in the boat, who later became elevated to sainthood. He was elevated to sainthood because he killed all of these. And these creatures, these cliff racers, are the most irritating critter in the game. If I remember the story correctly, when the game was made, they essentially, like, cliff racers were meant to be this flying creature that harass you, especially in the mountains and sort of areas where they are native to. But they fucked up and they accidentally boosted the spawn rate of cliff racers way higher than it was meant to be. And because they have a huge aggro range, when you're running through the wilderness, and y'all will probably see this throughout the playthrough, but when you're running through the wilderness, sometimes you'll turn back and there's going to be like a cloud of like 7 or 8 cliff racers just floating along behind you. So it gets pretty silly, but a little bit of having some range. Yeah, they'll swarm you to death. Like if you're if you're not ready for it, they will swarm you.
Damn.
Yeah. The one thing that can't be fisted easily. Exactly. And when you're a derp of the mega, the ease of fisting is above all. Oh, and so as I mentioned before, we're going to get attacked by these dudes a lot. But it's cool because, like I said before, we can sell all of this Dark Brotherhood shit to Creeper for a very tidy profit.
That's what you like to see.
Yes. Especially when they just bring it right to you, you know? All right, so this is Arcadd, whatever. And this is the entrance to the place, which I've always thought was kind of cool. At the time, this was the dopest thing. So this little dwarven crank here, if I tap this, it'll start spinning this door, which is like the secret hidden. But if you wait too long, it like hides it. So you have to tap on the door. And welcome everybody to your very first Dwemer ruin.
Nice.
So the Dwarven ruins are dope as fuck. They've always been my favorite place to explore in these games. You're going to see there's usually, in this case, in the case of this one, it's populated by some actual people. Yeah, there they are. All of whom are hostile to us, because of course they are. But thankfully in Morrowind, a lot of the time enemies get stuck on terrain like this. You can very easily just kind of sit back and pelt them with spells or arrows or, you know, your choice of weapon until they die. Oh, really? One more? Nice. Yeah, trying to hit cliff racers with a melee attack is very challenging. Very, very challenging. Okay. Oh. Whoa. What's up, dude?
Surrender now and I might let you live.
Oh, God, the sound effect of that hitting me was insane. Also, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but this place is called Weeping Bell Hall, which is, or this part of this place is called Weeping Bell Hall, which I don't know if it was intended to be named in a reference to the Pokemon, but I always thought it was interesting.
That's cute. I was literally just sitting there. I was like, wait, that sounds familiar.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, so I just think these ruins are so fucking nifty. down into Heaven's Gallery. Now, there's someone below us. Right, there we go. So we're going to try and... You really want to kind of abuse levels like this whenever possible. And you'll notice, this is one of my favorite things, is you can get like the ornate Dwemer bowl. You can get all these different items. Dwemer coins. These are amazing. They only weigh 0.01 and they're worth 50. Whereas a rusty Dwemer cog weighs 50 and is worth 100.
Yeah, damn. That's handy. What's the weight management like?
So I've got 133 out of 200. Your weight is governed by your strength, I believe. And there are spells and other abilities that you can do to like modify it. But overall, especially as a spellcaster, it can be pretty tricky to stay ahead on.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. So now we can go out and around this way. Go through this part of the ruin. Now there's enemies nearby, so we can't rest. So I'm actually going to chug a restore mana pot. This chest usually has money in it. Flint on top. I always like to have a travel lantern. I think it's cute because you can equip it in your hand.
That's adorable.
And then look, I'm just holding the lantern, and I don't afraid of anything.
You're so cute. Holding the lantern, don't afraid of nothing.
Exactly. And then this fellow is going to want to fight us. Now you'll notice most of the time, whenever possible, I'm using touch spells. It's because they're generally much easier to hit, and they're cheaper in terms of the mana and difficulty than it is to cast with a targeted spell. So, whenever possible, I like to just kind of deke in and out. Oh, look at these Dwemer goblets. They're so cool. Yeah, we're going to grab these and the pitcher.
I love how you can just, like, take everything.
Oh, yeah, for real. Ooh, glass. Amazing item. Worth 200 and it only weighs 2 pounds. There, we got a Dwemer mug. We're going to have a whole Dwemer kitchen set, chat.
So cute.
Now, where does this go? Okay, we don't need that quite yet. Okay, this should be the lower part of the area we were in before. Oh, what up? Okay. What up? Ouch. Rude. Donked me in my face with a dagger. Ah, fuck. I forgot that one's trapped. Oh dear. Oh dear. Shit. This could be tricky. Come on, cast. Nope, I died.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
It do be like that.
It do be like that. And unfortunately, I only saved at the start of this area, so we're just going to have to remember to save more. That's on me.
How far in were you?
Not like the whole ways in.
That's good at least.
Yes. You're very cool. I think that guy's name was Frink. Is that what it was? Frink Ruse. Okay. grab that fire bite back. Yeah, that's the downside with the traps is that because again I have that insane weakness to magic. All traps are technically magical effects in this game, so I take like a lot more damage from them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, which is why I was not prepared for that. Okay.
How does it feel to know death is
You can ask yourself that, fella. Sorry, Christus. Ooh, raw ebony. Ebony weighs a lot. It is worth quite a bit, but given that we have a lot of stuff to carry out of here, I'm actually not going to grab it this time. Let's do a save. When I'm in the rhythm of saving a lot, I find it's easy to do, but when I forget, oh god.
Yeah, then it's brutal.
Yeah.
No one can match me.
I love how, like, certain everyone you run into is that they're, like, king shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No one can best me. You sure about that? Lalaine?
It's like on the one hand, like I appreciate their positive self-talk, but on the other hand, like cockiness isn't cute, you know?
Exactly. You gotta like walk the balance. Oh no, what didn't work out well, Wraith? Or was it me? Was it my actions?
Might have been when you got murdered, TBH.
Might have been. Yeah. All right. Don't open the trapdoor, Arcadd. Don't do it. And be ready for trapdoors. Ah, see, that one's trapped. You were trying to steal a thing from someone and you got caught.
Oh,
Oh, no.
What were you trying to steal?
Yeah, most of the time in these games, if you get caught stealing, they just beat you to death.
Brutal.